This is Connie Mason, and I'm doing a Dharma talk on Yoga Sutra 2.3. Vitara Badane Pratipaksha Bhavanam. So, a very broad interpretation of this sutra would be that when we have disturbing or negative thoughts, we should work to think the opposite. So why do we have negative thoughts? Well, they are a result of past impressions or psychological imprints on our mind, samskaras. Our ego is continually trying to assert itself. And in this instance, it's in fact our ego which is responsible for these thoughts. If we continue to allow the ego to control our thoughts and indulge the ego, this continuing negativity can manifest itself into very negative forces. For example, anger can turn into violence, envy into greed, and jealousy into obsession. So I thought I might just analyse each of the words in this sutra to help us understand exactly what Patanjali may have been saying to us. The first word is vitaka. Certainly, it means uncertainty or doubt and questionable. And here I think Patanjali is referring to the nature of these thoughts, the fact that they are not, in fact, the truth. So how can we perhaps test that a little? Next time you're thinking in this way, having negative thoughts, try voicing, try voicing some of those thoughts to other people. You may find that at least some of them interpret those thoughts differently to the way that you do. They are therefore not truthful thoughts in the yogic sense, as true thoughts are indisputable. 1 + 1 = 2, and it always will, no matter when or who you ask. So this is a truth. The second word in the sutra is badane, which means the removal or suspension or annulment. And this is in fact the first step to take in setting ourselves free from the thoughts, to suspend the thoughts. I wonder if you've ever had a negative circumstance or an event or an interaction with somebody that's absolutely dominated your thoughts, just kept going around and round in your head. Have you ever at any moment thought, oh, here it goes again, I'm thinking about it again? That simple change in your thinking, the fact that you've stepped back to observe your thoughts, tells you that you are not those thoughts. And this suspension from your thoughts, your ability to remove yourself and observe your ego, tells us that we can change the pattern by using this ability. The next word in the sutra is pratipaksha, which is to oppose or an opposite adversary. So here I think Patanjali is telling us this. When we observe these thoughts, we've stepped back and we can see our thoughts are negative. What we need to do is think about what might be the antithesis or the opposite adversary, an adversary to these thoughts. So you've interrupted this downward spiral that these thoughts take us in, and you press the pause button and continuing with that analogy, the next step is to change the video that runs in your mind to one that's full of thoughts of compassion, peace, love, and goodwill, and the opposite, which is the opposite or the opposite adversary of all those negative thoughts that you were having. Bhavanam is the last word in the sutra, which is about thought producing or imagining. And here is Patanjali is telling us that we need to deploy our mind to imagine thoughts which are positive thoughts, to produce images in our mind, to visualize these thoughts that are the adversary or the opposite of the negative thoughts that have been enveloping us. One of the things that is an aid to this perhaps is a change of environment. Take a walk, maybe play some uplifting music, something that reminds you of a pleasant experience to help with these, to come up with positive thoughts, maybe a suite of experience and good positive thoughts that you can call on when you find your mind at it again and running away with the negativity. So the benefits of practicing this Yoga Sutra are that you will attain contentment, you will learn to think positive, and that will have an enormous effect on your life. To forgive others, to accept challenges, to be open and loving. And if you can do this, you will be firmly established in the practice of the Sutra 2.33. Vitaka Badhane Pratikpasha Bhavanam. Thank you.